What's going on, folks? I'm going to show you how you be changing out your brakes on a Chevy Silverado. It's probably about the same for about the 03 all the way up to about the 017, 18. What you want to do pretty much once you take your wheel off, you'll have, when you turn you kind of want to turn your wheel out so you can get to your caliper screws. You'll have two size 19 screws. That's right here, one at the bottom, one up at the top that you want to take out. And once you take those screws out, what you want to do then is just lift up on your caliper. You can just take out the bottom screw, leave a top one in, kind of lift up on your caliper just like that. And then when you come right here, this one, actually the whole brake pad itself pretty much, it came off. So we'll probably be changing out the rotor on this one also because it's pretty bad. But to change out your brake pads, you'll have your brake pad will be basically right in here like that. Just kind of want to grab it and wiggle out your brake pad that way. Come to the back of it, do the same thing, wiggle out your back brake pad. Then when you're putting your new ones on, you just want to take your new pad, slide it into the bottom, into the top up there, push it back in there snugly up against your rotor. Get into these grooves right here. I'm putting this piece right there into the bottom piece and this top piece and that piece right there, and basically you just want to take it, sometimes you might want to hammer it, slide it back in, make sure it makes contact back with your rotor pretty much, and you do the same thing on the other side as well. And that's how you put your brake pads on. And now of course if you want to use your grease on your brake pads, where you want to put your grease at is, you want to put a little bit of grease down here in this part, a little bit of grease up top inside of that, as well as like your pin back here. If you can see where I took the 19mm out, you want to slide this pin out and you want to put some grease on your slider pin right here also. Make sure that's nice and greased up. Go ahead and slide it back into the location. Your top one also, you can just slide out this top piece. You see the pin? Slide that out. You want to go ahead and grease that one up as well. And then also on your new brake pads, you want to put a little bit of grease up here on both ends. Never put any grease on your pad itself. It doesn't need it. Now for this one, if you can see, the pistons are pushed all the way out on this caliper. So what we're going to be doing is pushing these pistons back in using a C-clamp and one of our old brake pads to get these pistons to go back on. I'm going to show you that now. All right, so what we're doing right now is pressing back the piston. We got our C-clamp and we took one of our old brake pads and we just put it on the pistons. And this is has two pistons on it. So you may have to do like both sides, kind of press it slowly. You also want to make sure you take off your lid to your brake fluid, because what's going to happen is the fluid that's in this piston, this caliper basically is going to press back up into your brake fluid reserve. So if your lid is on, it could cause a problem. So take that off to kind of make sure the fluid can go back up inside of it, and kind of press it back slowly. Okay. So you can see now we got that pistons pushed all the way back into where it's flush with the caliper. Then what we're going to do is, and when you look at your brake pads for these vehicles, you'll see it's a little different. You got one of them that's just plain, like it's completely cut, and this one I have this little extra piece on it like that. You want to make sure the one that has that extra piece on it right here, that you put that one in the back. This one goes in the back, and the one without that extra little flap on it goes in the front. So I guess like I'm going to do now, just take them, kind of slide them in. Same thing for the front. Take it, slide them in. And once you do that, go ahead and drop your caliper back down, and then go ahead and put your 19mm screw back in, and you're pretty much done. Sometimes you're putting your screw back in, if it don't tighten right, you may have to take a wrench and hold right here from the inside while you tighten it up, because sometimes it'll keep on spinning. So you just take a wrench inside of here, because this will drop in. You take a wrench right there and hold it while you tighten this. All right, folks, once again, this is how you would change out your brakes on a Chevy Silverado from probably about the 2003 to about the 2018. Please check out our other helpful videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.